Everyone, my name is Grizzly, and this is my companion, Pika. You might remember me from my movie reviews, but today and every Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Lion and the Mouse. It's an adaptation of a story by Jerry Pinkney. Once there was a lion, the king of the jungle. He was fast asleep. Just then, a little mouse began running up and down on him. This soon awakened the lion, who placed his huge paw on the mouse and opened his big jaws to swallow it. "Pardon me, O king," cried the little mouse. "Please forgive me this time. I promise I shall never repeat it, and I shall never forget you for your kindness. And who knows, I may be able to do you a good turn one of these days." The lion was so amused by the idea of the mouse being able to help him that he lifted his paw and let him go. "Okay, little mouse," he said, "you are lucky this time. Anyway, you wouldn't have been much of a meal." He laughed as the little mouse ran for his life. Sometime later, a few hunters captured the lion and tied him to a tree. After that, they went to get their wagon to take him to the zoo. Just then, the little mouse happened to be passing by. On seeing the lion's plight, he ran up to him and gnawed away the ropes that bound him to the tree. The king of the jungle was free again. "Was I not right?" said the little mouse, very happy to have helped the lion. "Here's the moral of the story. Small acts of kindness will be rewarded greatly." Okay, that's it from me. I'm Pika. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day, everyone. It's Grizzly here. I'm Pika, of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Miser and His Gold. An old miserly man lived in a house with a garden. The miser had saved lots of gold coins. He hid his gold coins in a pit under some stones at the bottom of his garden. Every day, before going to bed, the miser went to the stones where he'd hid the gold and dug them up and counted the coins. He continued this routine every day, but not once did he spend the gold he had saved. One day, a man passing by noticed the old miser's routine and decided to wait for the old man to go back into his house. After it was dark, the thief went to the miser's hiding place and took the gold. The next day, the old miser found that his treasure was missing and started crying loudly. His neighbors heard the miser's cries and asked him what had happened. The miser told them his story about how he had saved up the gold coins and enjoyed looking at them every night. On learning what had happened, the neighbors asked, "Why didn't you save the money inside the house? It would have been much easier to access the money when you needed to buy something." "Buy?" said the miser. "I never used the gold to buy anything. I was never going to spend it." On hearing this, the neighbors threw a stone into the pit and said, "If that is the case, save this stone and imagine it's your gold, because this stone is as worthless as the gold you have lost." So what's the moral of that story then, Pika? Yes, that's right. So what did you think of that story then, Pika? I'm sure you understood it.
Yes, Grizzly, I understood it. I wish I had some gold coins. I'm sure I could find something to spend them on.
Me too, Pika. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed this story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So that's it for this week from me and Pika. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Peacock and the Crow. Do you know this story, Pika? Okay, it's a good story, and this was recommended by Roel Urera. Thank you, Roel. So, here we go. A crow lived in the forest and was absolutely satisfied in life. But one day he saw a swan. This swan is so white, he thought, and I am so black. This swan must be the happiest bird in the world. He expressed his thoughts to the swan. Actually, the swan replied, I was feeling that I was the happiest bird around until I saw a parrot, which has two colours. I now think the parrot is the happiest bird in creation. The crow then approached the parrot. The parrot explained, I live a very happy life until I saw a peacock. I have only two colours, but the peacock has multiple colours. The crow then visited a peacock in the zoo and saw that hundreds of people had gathered to see him. After the people had left, the crow approached the peacock. Dear peacock, the crow said, you are so beautiful. Every day thousands of people come to see you. When people see me, they immediately shoo me away. I think you are the happiest bird on the planet. The peacock replied, I always thought I was the most beautiful and happy bird on the planet, but because of my beauty, I am entrapped in this zoo. I have examined the zoo very carefully, and I have realized that the crow is the only bird not kept in a cage. So for the past few days, I've been thinking that if I were a crow, I could happily roam everywhere. That's our problem too. We make unnecessary comparisons with others and become sad. We don't value what God has given us. This all leads to the vicious cycle of unhappiness. Learn to be happy in what you have instead of looking at what you don't have. There will always be someone who has more or even less than you have. So do you know the moral of the story then, Pika?
Yes, Grizzly, I do. A person who is satisfied with what he or she has is the happiest person in the world.
So what did you think of that story then, Pika? Do you agree with that moral?
Oh, yes, Grizzly. Always try to be happy.
Me too, Pika. I think I'm just perfect. Anyway, did you notice? All those birds sounded the same. So that's it for this week from me and Pika. We'll see you on Monday. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Monday and Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. I'm sure many of you have heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Do you know this story?
Yes, I know this one, Grizzly. It's a great story.
Yes, you're right, Pika. In my opinion, it's one of the best short stories. So, here we go. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Once upon a time, there was a shepherd boy who used to take his flock of sheep to the hill to graze on the fresh green grass. Sitting there, he had nothing to do the whole day. One day, an idea struck him. To overcome his boredom, he cried, "Wolf! Wolf!" And all the villagers came running up the hill with their sticks to frighten the wolf away. But to their dismay, they found no wolf. The boy laughed and laughed. The villagers were not happy with the boy and told him, "Please don't call wolf unless there really is a wolf." Again, after a few days, he was bored again and cried out, "Wolf! Wolf!" And the villagers again came running up the hill, only to find that the shepherd boy had fooled them again. The shepherd boy laughed and laughed, seeing that he'd managed to fool them again. However, this time the villagers were very angry, and they told him that the next time he cries out for help, they would not come. Next day, when his flock of sheep were grazing, he suddenly saw a real wolf. Yes, a real wolf. In terror, the boy ran toward the village shouting, "Wolf! Wolf!" But though the villagers heard his cry, they did not run to help him, as they had done before. "He cannot fool us again," they said. The wolf killed a great many of the boy's sheep, and then slipped away into the forest. From that day onwards, the boy promised never to lie again. So do you know the moral of the story, Pika?
Yes, Grizzly, I know. The people refuse to believe a liar, even when he's telling the truth.
So, did you enjoy hearing the story again, Pika?
Oh yes, Grizzly, and that's why I never ever tell lies.
Haha, me too, Pika. I think if you always tell the truth, people will treat you well. So, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So, that's it for today from me and Pika. We'll see you on Thursday. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day, everyone. It's Grizzly here, and Pika, of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Thursday, I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is The Three Little Pigs. Do you know this story, Pika?
Yes, Grizzly, I have heard this one before. It's one of my favorites.
Yes, it's a great story, and this one was recommended by Teen Sonic the Hedgehog 2021. Thank you, Teen Sonic. The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there was an old mother pig who had 3 little pigs and not enough food to feed them. So when they were old enough, she sent them out into the world to seek their fortunes. The first little pig was very lazy. He didn't want to work at all, and he built his house out of straw. The second little pig worked a little bit harder, but he was somewhat lazy too, and he built his house out of stakes. Then they sang and danced and played together for the rest of the day. The third little pig worked hard all day and built his house with bricks. It was a sturdy house, complete with a fine fireplace and a chimney. It looked like it could withstand the strongest of winds. The next day, a wolf happened to pass by the lane where the 3 little pigs lived, and he saw the straw house and he smelled the pig inside. He thought the pig would make a mighty fine pig's mouth began to water. So he knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me in, let me in. But the little pig saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole. So he answered back, no, 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 not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Then the wolf showed his teeth and said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The wolf opened his jaws very wide and bit down as hard as he could. But the first little pig escaped and ran away to hide with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the lane and he passed by the second house made of sticks, and he saw the house and he smelled the pigs inside. And his mouth began to water as he thought about the fine dinner they would make. So he knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in. But the pigs saw the wolf's pointy ears through the keyhole, so they answered back, no, 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 not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin. So the wolf showed his teeth and said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. The wolf was greedy and he tried to catch both pigs at once, but he was too greedy and he got neither. His big jaws clamped down on nothing but hair, and the two little pigs scrambled away as fast as their little hooves could carry them. The wolf chased them down the lane and he almost caught them, but they made it to the brick house and slammed the door closed before the wolf could catch them. The three little pigs were very frightened. They knew the wolf wanted to eat them, and that was very, very true. The wolf hadn't eaten all day, and he had worked up a large appetite chasing the pigs. And now he could smell all three of them inside, and he knew that the three little pigs would make a lovely feast. So the wolf knocked on the door and said, little pigs, let me in, let me in. But the little pigs saw the wolf's narrow eyes through the keyhole, so they answered back, no, 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 not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin. So the wolf showed his teeth and said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Well, he huffed and he puffed, he puffed and he huffed, and he huffed and he huffed, and he puffed and he puffed, but he could not blow that house down. At last he was so out of breath that he couldn't huff and he couldn't puff anymore. So he stopped to rest and thought a bit. But this was too much. The wolf danced about with rage and swore he would come down the chimney and eat up the little pigs for his supper. But while he was climbing onto the roof, the little pig made a blazing fire and put on a big pot full of water to boil. Then, just as the wolf was coming down the chimney, the little pigs pulled off the lid and plop, in fell the wolf into the scalding water. So the little piggy put on the cover again, boiled the wolf up, and the three little pigs ate him for supper. So, do you know the moral of the story, Pika?
Yes, Grizzly, I do. The moral of the story is that hard work and perseverance pays off in the end.
So you like the story then, Pika? Do you agree with the moral?
Oh yes, Grizzly. I know we need to work hard if we're going to achieve success.
Yes, work hard and work clever. This will usually bring you success. Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave your message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So that's it for this week from Pika and me. We will see you on Monday. Grizzly out. Bye. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Monday and Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message, a moral. Today's story is the fantastic story of the tortoise and the hare. This is a story suggested by one of our subscribers, PlushGamer14. Thank you, PlushGamer. I'm sure all of you have heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Do you know this story?
Yes, I know this one, Grizzly. It's a great lesson to us all.
Yes, Pika, it's a great story with a great moral. So here we go. The tortoise and the hare. In the woods there lived a very slow tortoise and a very swift hare. The hare was a proud animal, fast and sleek and well aware of his speedy talents. He would take delight in taunting the humble tortoise. One bright morning the tortoise was plodding along at his usual pace. Suddenly, bounding past him was the hare. The hare leapt this way and that, frantically running circles around the patient tortoise. No matter how the hare might cross his path or try to trip him up, the tortoise calmly continued his stroll, undisturbed by the hare's antics. "Good morning, Mr. Hare," said the tortoise. "My goodness, you're moving quickly today." "Ha ha, that I am, tortoise," snapped the hare. "But I cannot say the same for you. You are as slow as a sloth." "This is true, Mr. Hare. This is true," replied the tortoise. "You know, tortoise," said the hare mockingly, "I just saw a snail slipping along faster than you." "Perhaps you did, Mr. Hare, perhaps you did," said the tortoise, all the while slowly contouring along the path. "I'm a very slow creature," said the tortoise, "but all the same, I would like to challenge you to a race." You challenge me to a race?" asked the hare. "Why, tortoise, I could have run a race in the time it took you to make that challenge, ha!" And with that, the hare was seized with laughter. He laughed so hard that he fell over. The noisy laughter of the hare caught the attention of the other animals. "What's that commotion?" they asked. "This silly tortoise has challenged me to a race. Why, I'm sure to win," said the hare. "He's so slow, I'll have time to spare." The animals agreed on a course for the race, and the fox was chosen to act as a judge. That night, the tortoise went to bed early to rest for the big day, but the hare stayed up late into the night, boasting far and wide of his upcoming victory. The next morning, the tortoise arose early and slowly made his way to the starting line. As it was time for the race to begin, the hare was only just waking up. "On your marks," growled the fox. "Get set." "Whoa, don't start without me," exclaimed the hare as he dashed to his place at the starting line. "Go," barked the fox, and the hare was off, leaving the tortoise behind in a cloud of dust. When the dust settled, the tortoise had only cleared the starting line. "Ha ha," laughed the hare, "I'll show that old tortoise. He should have known better than to think that he would beat me." Not long after the hare was out of sight, he began to grow weary. "I am so far ahead of that tortoise," thought the hare. "I think I'll take a little rest here until he comes along. That ought to show him how foolish he is to race me." The hare stretched out on a comfortable hammock and enjoyed a few tasty carrots. After he'd eaten his fill, he felt sleepy. "Well, I suppose there's no harm in taking a little nap," the hare said to himself, and with that he fell fast asleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise had been making slow but steady progress. He had been happily moving along one step at a time, enjoying the scenery of the racecourse and greeting the other animals along the way. After quite some time, he came upon the sleeping hare. "Hello, friend owl," "Hello, friend Squirrel," said the tortoise quietly, so as not to wake the hare. "It's a beautiful day, is it not?" "Yes, it is," chirped the squirrel. "Keep up the good work." "Thank you," replied the tortoise as he slowly moved along, enjoying the sun and the warm breeze, while the foolish hare slept. The tortoise continued to make his way patiently along the trail. Over the hills and through the forest, the tortoise slowly plodded along. Hours passed as he crept past a brook, through a field, and walked along beside a path. He could see the finishing line not far ahead of him. Still, the hare dozed away. When the sun began to grow low in the sky, a cool breeze blew, chilling the hare. At last he awoke. "Oh my," said the hare with a start. "How long have I been sleeping? The race! I must get back to the race." "You had better hurry if you want to win," hooted the owl. "The tortoise passed here hours ago." The hare was surprised to hear that he'd been asleep so long. "I better get moving," he said, and darted off in a panic. The hare scampered along and tripped and fell many times as he scrambled to make up for the time that he had lost to his long nap. The hare ran and he ran. The hare went as fast as he could, but it was of no use, for as he went over the last hill, he could see the tortoise ahead of him, crossing the finishing line ever so slowly. "I declare the tortoise has beaten the hare," barked the fox. As the animals cheered and congratulated the tortoise, the hare came puffing out of breath and dragging himself along the trail. "How could you beat me?" said the hare. "You are so slow, and I am so fast." "That's right, Mr. Hare," said the tortoise. "I may be slow, but I'm patient and steady, and I never stop going. You see, my friend," said the tortoise with a smile, "slow and steady wins the race." So what is the moral of that story then, Pika?
The moral of the story is that one can achieve success by doing things slowly and steadily rather than acting carelessly and hastily.
So, did you enjoy the story, Pika?
Oh yes, Grizzly. In fact, I'm a little bit like that here. I'm very fast.
Well, I'm like the tortoise, Pika, but don't worry, I'm not going to challenge you to a race. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So Pika and I will see you again on Thursday. Grizzly out. Bye. Haha, retake. The noisy laughter of there caught the attention of the other blah boy. Again. Not long. 3 beep bop. The hare was surprised to hear that he'd been asleep so long. "I better get him moving. I'll do it again." The hare went as fast as he could, but it was no use, for he was wet. I'll start again.
The moral of the story is that one can achieve success by doing things slowly and steadily rather than acting carelessly and hastily.
I think you better do that one again, because it's called hastily.
Oh.
Good day, everyone. It's Grizzly here, and Pika, of course.
Hello.
I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Monday and Thursday, I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message or moral. Today's story is a fantastic story called Gold Coins and a Selfish Man. I'm not sure if any of you heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
No, Grizzly, I don't know this one.
Well, Pika, it's a great story with a fantastic lesson for us all. So here we go. Gold coins and a selfish man. Sam was a greedy and selfish man. He always desired to have lots and lots of money and never hesitated to cheat others to make money. Also, he never wished to share anything with others. He paid very low wages to his servants. However, one day he learned a lesson that changed his life forever. It so happened that one day a small bag that belonged to Sam was missing. The bag had 50 gold coins in it. Sam searched high and low for the bag but could not find it. Sam's friends and neighbours also joined in the search, but all their efforts were in vain. After a couple of days, the 10-year-old daughter of the man working for Sam found the bag. She told the father about it. The father identified the bag as the one that was missing and immediately decided to take it to his master. He gave the bag back to his master Sam and asked him to check whether the bag had 50 gold coins. Sam was extremely happy to get his coins back, but he decided to play a trick. He shouted at his worker, "There were 75 coins in this bag, but you gave me only 50. Where are the other coins? You have stolen them." The worker was shocked to hear this and pleaded his innocence. Selfish and greedy, Sam did not accept the worker's story and decided to take the issue to court. The judge heard both the sides. He questioned the daughter and the worker about the number of coins they had found in the bag, and they assured him that there was only 50. He cross-examined Sam, and Sam replied, "Yes, my lord, I had 75 gold coins in my bag, and they gave me only 50. Hence, it's quite obvious they have stolen 25 coins." The judge then asked, "Are you sure that your bag had 75 coins?" Sam nodded vigorously. The judge then made his judgment. "Okay, Sam," said the judge. "Since you lost a bag of 75 gold coins, and the bag found by the girl had only 50 coins, it is obvious that the bag that was found does not belong to you. It must have been lost by someone else. If anyone finds a bag of 75 gold coins, I will declare that it belongs to you, Sam. As there are no complaints about the loss of 50 gold coins, I order that the girl and his father should keep those 50 gold coins as a token of appreciation for their honesty." So what's the moral of the story, Pika? So what did you think to the story? He wasn't a very nice man, was he, Pika?
It was a good story, Grizzly, but I don't like that man. They should put him in jail.
You really think so, Pika? Don't worry, he probably went to jail. But anyway, Pika, it's only a story so that we can all learn a lesson.
Hey, Grizzly, I once spent some coins, and I spent on cupcakes. They were yummy.
Really? I didn't know you liked cupcakes, Pika. Hey, maybe you will go to jail. You should have handed the coins in.
Oh, no!
Don't worry, Pika. I'm only joking. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's story. If you have a story that you'd like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So Pika and I will see you again on Monday. Grizzly out. Bye. He gave the back. Looked out that back again. Boing, boing. There were 50. There were 75. There were 100. I'll do it again. Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today and every Monday and Thursday I will be bringing you an interesting short story. Most of my stories will have a message and moral. Today's story is a fantastic story called The Ugly Duckling. I'm sure you have all heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh yes, Grizzly. I love this story because it has got a happy ending.
Okay, Pika, don't spoil it for everyone. So, here we go. The Ugly Duckling. It is a beautiful summer day. The sun shines warmly on an old house near a river. Behind the house, a mother duck is sitting on 10 eggs. Chick, one by one, all the eggs break open. All except one. This one is the biggest egg of all. Mother duck sits and sits on the big egg. At last, it breaks open. Chick, chick. Out jumps the last baby duck. It looks big and strong. It is grey and ugly. The next day, Mother Duck takes all her little ducks to the river and she jumps into it. All the baby ducks jump in. The big ugly duckling jumps in too. They all swim and play together. The ugly duckling swims better than all the other ducklings. Quack, quack. Come with me to the farmyard, says Mother Duck to her baby ducks, and they all follow her. The farmyard is very noisy. The poor duckling is so unhappy there. The hens peck him, the rooster flies at him, the ducks bite him, and the farmer kicks him. One day he decided to run away from all these nasty animals. He ran and ran until finally he comes to a river. He sees many beautiful big birds swimming there. Their feathers are so wide, their necks so long, their wings so pretty. The little duckling looks and looks at them. He wants to be with them. He wants to stay and watch them. He knows they're swans. Oh, how he wants to be beautiful like that. Now it's winter. Everything is white with snow. The river is covered with ice. The ugly duckling is very cold and unhappy. Spring comes once again. The sun shines warmly. Everything is fresh and green. One morning, the ugly duckling sees the beautiful swans again. He knows them. He wants so much to swim with them in the river. But he is afraid of them. One day, he finally plucked up the courage to join the swans. So he runs into the river. He looks into the water. There in the water he sees a beautiful white swan. He turns around, but no one is there. He looks again into the water. It's me, says he. Yes, I'm a swan. I'm not an ugly duckling. Yes, that's right. He had changed into a beautiful white swan. So what is the moral of the story, Peacock? So what did you think to the story, Peacock?
It was a great story, Grizzly. It makes me feel happy that the other duckling is actually fun after all.
Haha, yes, it makes me happy too, Pika. Especially as the other animals were being so mean to him because of how he looked. You know, Pika, I used to be a bit of an ugly duckling when I was a kid. Then I grew up to be an handsome bear. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. If you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. It must have a good moral. So, Pika and I will see you again on Thursday. Grizzly out. Bye. Bye. So, what did you think to that story then, Johnny?
Johnny out, bye.
I'm sure you've all heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh yes, Grizzly. I love this story because it has got a happy ending.
And let's just do that bit again. I'm sure you've all I'm sure you've all heard this story before. And I will do that again. The ugly duckling swims better than all the other ducklings. Retake.
It was a great story, Grizzly. It makes me feel happy that the ugly duckling was fun all along, just as he was fun.
Yes, it makes me happy too, Pika. Especially as the other animals, blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, it's mine.
Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course.
Hello?
I'm sure you know me by now. Today's story is the fantastic story called The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs. I'm not sure if you've all heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh, I think so, Grizzly. Is it about a farmer called Old MacDonald?
No, Pika, that's a different story altogether.
Oh!
So here we go with the story. The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs. Once upon a time, in a place far, far away, there lived a poor farmer with his wife. They had only a little farm where they grew fruit and vegetables that they could feed on for themselves. One day, the farmer's wife told him, "Wouldn't it be good if we could have some eggs from time to time? I wish we had a goose to lay us eggs daily." The farmer did not have much cash to buy a goose, so he collected some veggies and set off to the marketplace to sell all of them and perhaps get a goose in exchange. He returned to the farm later in the day holding a goose. His wife was very pleased and couldn't sleep through the night. She was looking forward to the goose laying its first egg. Morning came and the farmer visited the barn to see if the goose had laid an egg. And what did he find? A golden egg. The goose had laid an egg made of gold. The farmer began to dance and sing a cheerful tune. He was so pleased, even the goose started to cackle noisily. Hearing all the sounds, the farmer's wife went rushing to the barn. "Look here, my dear," said the farmer. "See what the goose laid for us." "A golden egg," announced the wife, clapping her hands. "This is surely a mysterious goose. We could quickly become very rich." The following day was the exact same again, and the following, and the one after that. The goose laid one golden egg daily. Gradually and continuously, the farmer and his wife were getting richer and richer. Soon, a time came when the farmer and his wife just simply couldn't wait for just a single egg each day. They desired all the eggs right away. "This goose should have lots of golden eggs inside itself," said the wife to the farmer. "Why don't we just take them out, all at one time?" "Yes, you are right, my dear," he said, and so saying, he cut open the goose's tummy to get all the eggs immediately. However, there were no eggs inside. It was just like any other goose. It was only possible for the goose to lay one egg each day. Unfortunately, now the farmer's wife had lost the goose, plus they would not be getting any more golden eggs ever again. So, what's the moral of the story, Pika?
The moral of the story is, too much greed always leads to great loss.
That's right, Pika. So what did you think to the story?
It was a good story, Grizzly. I don't think the farmer would have killed the goose. It was his wife. I think she was wicked.
Yes, maybe you're right, Pika. It was sad for the goose, wasn't it? Okay, next time we will try and find a happier ending. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. Don't forget, if you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. So, Pika and I will see you again on Monday. Grizzly out. Bye. did he find? A golden egg. The goose had laid an egg made of gold. The farmer began to laugh.
You said gooser.
No, retake. A golden egg, announced the wife, clapping her hands. This is surely a mysterious news. We could quickly become very rich. The following day, retake. Soon, a time came when the farmer and his wife just simply could not wait for just a single egg each day, and I'll do that bit again. Desired, they were dead. This goose should have lots of golden eggs inside it, said the wife to the farmer. Why don't we just take them out all at a time? Retake. The goose should have lots of golden eggs inside itself, said the wife to the farmer. Why don't we just take them out all at one time? Good day everyone, it's Grizzly here, and Pika of course. I'm sure you know me by now. Today's story is a fantastic story called The Monkey and the Crocodile. I'm not sure if you've heard this story before. How about you, Pika? Have you heard this story before?
Oh no, Grizzly, but it sounds like it's going to have a nasty ending. Oh no!
Maybe not. Let's see.
Okay.
So, here we go with the story. The Monkey and the Crocodile. Once upon a time, a clever monkey lived in a tree that bore juicy red rose apples. It was a very happy monkey. One fine day, a crocodile swam up to the tree and told the monkey that he had travelled a long distance and was in search of food as he was very hungry.
Oh no!
The kind monkey offered him a few rose apples. The crocodile enjoyed them very much and asked the monkey whether he could come again for some more fruit. The generous monkey happily agreed. The crocodile returned the next day, and the next one after that. Soon the two became very good friends. They discussed their lives, their friends and family, like all friends do. The crocodile told the monkey that he had a wife, and that they lived on the other side of the river. So the kind monkey offered him some extra rose apples to take home to his wife. The crocodile's wife loved the rose apples and made her husband promise to get her some every day. Meanwhile, the friendship between the monkey and the crocodile deepened as they spent more and more time together. The crocodile's wife started getting jealous. She wanted to put an end to this friendship. So she pretended that she could not believe that her husband could be friends with a monkey. Her husband tried to convince her that he and the monkey shared a true friendship. The crocodile's wife thought to herself that if the monkey lived on a diet of rose apples, his flesh would be very sweet. So she asked the crocodile to invite the monkey to their house.
Oh!
The crocodile was not happy about this. He tried to make the excuse that it would be difficult to get the monkey across the river, but his wife was determined to eat the monkey's flesh. So she thought of a plan. One day she pretended to be very ill, and they told the crocodile that the doctor said that she would only recover if she ate a monkey's heart. If her husband wanted to save her life, he must bring her his friend's heart. The crocodile was aghast. He was in a dilemma. On one hand, he loved his friend. On the other, he could not possibly let his wife die. The crocodile's wife threatened him, saying that if he did not get the monkey's heart, she would surely die. So the crocodile went to the rose apple tree and invited the monkey to come home to meet his wife. He told the monkey, "You can ride across the river on my back." The monkey happily agreed. As they reached the middle of the river, the crocodile began to sink. The frightened monkey asked him why he was doing that. The crocodile explained, "I'm going to have to kill you and take your heart to save my wife's life." The clever monkey told him that he would gladly give up his heart to save the life of the crocodile's wife, but he had left his heart behind in the rose apple tree. He asked the crocodile to make haste and turn back so that the monkey could get his heart from the apple tree. The silly crocodile quickly swam back to the rose apple tree. The monkey scampered up the tree to safety. He told the crocodile, "Go back and tell your wife that she is married to a fool. How could I be living if I hadn't got my heart?" So, what was the moral of the story, Peter? I'm sure that's right, Pika. So what did you think to the story? Ah, yes, she wasn't very nice, was she, Pika? But at least the monkey was clever enough to see a way out of the situation. Well, my friends, that's it for today. I do hope you all enjoyed hearing today's story. Pika and I will see you next Monday. Don't forget, if you have a story that you would like me to tell everyone, please leave me a message in the comments. Grizzly&Pika out. Bye! I think that means there's lots of bloopers this time. What do you think? Huh? One fine day, a crocodile swam up to the tree and told the monkey that he had travelled a long distance and was in search of food. The kind monkey offered him a few rose apples. The crocodile enjoyed them very much and asked the monkey whether he could come again for some more food. The generous monkey retained. So she thought of a plan. One day she prepared... Oh no, retained. So she thought of a plan. One day she pretended to be very ill and told the crocodile that the doctor said that she would need only to rub a cover red wine. Retake. The silly crocodile quickly swam back, and I'll do that bit again. 3, 2, 1, let's do it again. Yes, she wasn't very nice, was she? And I will do that one again also. Retake.